before we get to the big news in the NBA, which is it's corrupt.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know
no.
this.
I mean, I've been playing soccer all morning. What happened?
Me too. Literally just came through. Con man, what's happening in the NBA?
Yeah, so Jontay Porter allegedly is now being accused by federal prosecutors that he was, in fact, throwing games on purpose because he had so much gambling debt with his co-contributors that they were basically like, hey, going to need you to go out and miss 18 threes tonight, and then we will all make $100,000. So that's what they're saying now. And then there's also a RICO report that he sent a text on April 4th like, hey, this may be a RICO thing. That's kind of very new. Don't know much about that. But allegedly now, yes, he is being accused of
rigging games
on purpose.
And bets can't have that in sports.
Yeah. No.
Like sports gambling, obviously, is going to be very prevalent in sports for a long time because there's a lot of money in it, and nobody's winning. The gambling companies are definitely winning, just like the casinos have those big ass balls. You know, they are doing. They're going to win. So it's going to be involved in sports, especially as it continues to get more regulated and legalized and everything like that. The biggest nightmare of every human is your cooking games.
Yeah.
You can't be cooking. And with the NBA, they already have Tim Donaghy. Like, imagine if one of your guys was out here trying to miss. That's what Jontay Porter was doing allegedly.
Bingo.
And they pulled up a clip from him back in the day. He's trying to miss this three clearly.
Yeah.
He banks it home. Okay, so let me throw this son of a bitch through the backboard. Oh, and it goes in. It goes in.
Pissed about it.
And allegedly they show him, and he.
What the?
Okay, all
What
right.
is this?
Well, he's about to get his arms broken.
Yeah,
Because that's crazy. That's old school. That's not what I think would still be happening. But obviously, this is going to get pushed in the spotlight in a big, big way because we've seen this type of thing in the past in movies as well.
Yeah, I can't love it, but I mean, the reality is we have a Paul Crewe in the NBA, okay? Adam Sandler, everybody knows, longest yard, former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, shaving points, goes to federal prison in Texas, and they darn near shot him in the head, later on in the movie when he was playing. So, I mean, it's not good for the NBA. It's not good for sports as a whole. Never thought I'd see the day we'd have another Paul Crewe in professional sports, but here we are. And the reality is there's no escaping it.
That sounds like Ryan McGee there, obviously North Carolina legend.
It's tough not to when you get down here. You kind of just start
See the hills.
Exactly. It would, and you're driving around, you see Bojangles. You see there's Bojangles on every corner. It's hard not to kind of just pay homage to McGee. So I may, kind of slip in and out of this all day today. We'll see. I'm having a great time in North Carolina.
Can we break down the logistics of that? So, obviously there's got to be bets on him missing certain amounts of points or scoring under certain
So
amounts
it's
of
threes.
points.
It was threes made was a big one.
Would that not be the single most obvious thing if all of a sudden a bunch of money's coming in on this guy and then he's missing the shots? I mean, I feel like there's got to be.
So don't want to
do it.
Don't want to just update you on this story as you're talking because you're making great points. It actually came out that DraftKings reported like an abnormality with one of the bets because it was the biggest winner of any bet that they had for the entire week. And it was like under 1.5 threes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there was a game where he went in there and then he came out early, left the game early, didn't even play. And I think his over-under was like 4 points or something.
Yeah.
So he got sick or something, couldn't play.
Stomach bug.
I mean, I feel like if you're going to do it, man, let's sit down and think about it. I feel like you could come up with a better plan.
JJ,
Come on.
What would your plan?
What was your plan?
I don't know, but it wouldn't be to put down
tell us,
$50,000 on me to shoot less than 5 threes, and then all of a sudden I go out there, I chuck up bricks. Oh, wow.
AJ.
We've never had $1,000 on J.J. Watt to miss a sack before, and wow, $1,000 came in this morning, and he just whiffed.
Well, 1,000.
Crazy.
It was
40. Hopefully 40.
Oh, I forgot it's the NBA. They make a lot of money.
Anytime
Who does he owe money to? Who to DraftKings or an old school bookie? Is that who he owes money to?
Boom.
Yeah.
And so federal prosecutors found him first, not the NBA.
Who's punching the microphone?
Yeah,
Not
me.
100%
That was me.
sure.
That was bad. That was bad radio. Sorry, bad TV.
We'll
yes,
handle
yes,
the
I
bad
agree.
TV, JJ.
So did the NBA know about it, or who knew about it first? The prosecutors or the NBA?
DraftKings was the first report. That whole thing Pat just said about how the biggest prop bet of the night out of nowhere was Jontay Porter under 4.5 points or 5 points or whatever. And then from there it kind of trickled on. But I think it did start with DraftKings.
But he's not punching his own DraftKings ticket.
No,
right?
it was through a guy. It was through that's how you get caught up is you had a third party in there.
Yeah, those are the
that's how you get there.
contributors that they're saying that were telling him, hey, you need to do this because you are down a shit ton of money. That was probably an off-site book like Shohei Ohtani.
This fascinates me. This is really fascinating.
Yeah, it's crazy because literally every building you walk into as a sport has an. I don't know what you guys have in the Burnley stable here, because everybody got a stable pretty much in the the Players Village.
Sure.
Is what it's called.
Yeah.
Everybody has a stable. We have a picture of Pete Rose right up there when everybody walks in, and it says, "Don't be Pete Rose of the soccer tournament." $1 million, somebody can get a little nosy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, potentially doing some things. But anytime this happens, people bring up great Cincinnati Red Pete Rose, AJ, and I know that breaks your heart, obviously, because you love the way that guy could swing a bat. But there's a difference between betting like boxers betting on themselves.
Yep. That's fine. I think that's completely fine.
But
sure.
double the purse.
Yeah.
It's one-on-one.
You're doubling the purse here. You're in a great good. you're in
Ryan
a-
Garcia, yeah.
You do what you got to do. But whenever team stuff gets involved, it always gets heightened. But Pete Rose is pumped that Jontay's doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Rose is like, I ain't do that.
Remember, Pete had the comment, "What? I just need an interpreter." When the whole show continues to be thrust into the spotlight again and again throughout this whole process.
You got players just gambling on themselves, getting into debt, almost losing arms. What the hell is going on with Jontay Porter and the entire situation there? And what is Adam Silver saying to the rest of the league? I assume there's some sort of mandatory meetings happening right now for everybody.
There's always mandatory meetings when it comes to this issue, when it comes to sports betting. When you're a player, I mean, you're just not allowed to bet on NBA games, WNBA games, G League games if you're an NBA player or a G League player or a WNBA player. And to me, the messaging that Adam Silver got across when Jontay Porter got suspended for life, he got banned for life. We talked about this a while ago, and that was the message. The only message that really truly needs to be delivered, where if you get caught, if you're part of these transgressions, that is the law. That is what's going to happen. And I think that was the strongest penalty we've seen across pro sports in the NFL. I know, guys get suspended. Specifically, 12 games, 14 games, and a lot of them get their suspensions reduced, 6 games, 4 games. So it's a little bit less strict for sure in the NFL, where you saw Adam Silver come out and right within a few weeks of that investigation, giving out a lifetime ban to Jontay Porter. So that's the only message. I saw what came out, I believe, in the DOJ and in the federal investigations about a potential person that was essentially an intermediary for Jontay Porter in the scandal, getting arrested. I think it was with $80,000 in checks. Trying to flee.
He was trying to get the hell out of the country. He was about to get arrested.
It's straight out of a movie. Maybe there will be a movie about this one day. I mean, there probably should be. But we haven't seen a suspension the way that we saw it with Jontay Porter. And to me, they can have as many meetings as they want. The NBPA can have as many meetings as they want with the players. And obviously, this issue being a heightened one across because of sports gaming. But the lifetime ban was all the message that
it can't ruin sports, Shams. Let's tighten up.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't have it. We can't have guys missing three-point shots on purpose so that somebody else can win a bunch of money, because then people are going to think immediately, oh, they're not just missing three-point shots. It's everything. Everything that's going on is all of a sudden a work. People are going to start thinking it's a full-on work. That can't happen. Like they already had to battle that Tim Donaghy shit. That was big. Everybody just immediately was like, that's what it is. Yeah. And then all the other refs that are good refs are like, no, it's not. And the NBA has fought that. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
They just signed a $78 billion. Another goal has been scored for the same team that has scored all the goals before. They just signed a $78 billion licensing deal with ESPN, Amazon, and NBC. Goodbye, Turner. We got one more year inside the NBA. Charles Barkley and the boys got to figure that whole thing out. But it's like, this is a credibility issue potentially at some point for all sports, and obviously in this case, NBA.
Well, integrity has been the biggest thing. That was in the statement that Adam Silver made clear when they suspended Jontay Porter for life. But, think about it in the NFL. Calvin Ridley was suspended a season, I think. So there's a stark difference when you think about how the NBA and what they handed out in that situation compared to what we've seen in the NFL. But yeah, there's a no tolerance policy. Adam Silver has made that clear. There's a clear separation. When you're an NBA player, WNBA player, G League player, you're not betting on those games. It's literally not allowed.
Yeah, all athletes know that.
If you get caught, you're done.
All athletes know that. It's legitimate. Like, you're kind of taught that at the very beginning. So this dude probably has a massive gambling addiction.
For sure.
That is certainly part of the problem, which, hope he gets help. But also, like, buddy, come on. You would have been great whenever you retired. You would have learned even more. How about the baseball player? Guy goes 0 for 25 on bets on teams that he was a part of.
He knows.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday's news. And then now it's like federal prosecutors say this guy was, certainly trying to miss threes. Yeah. So everybody
$80,000 in checks, fleeing to Australia. That's straight out of a movie, Pat. We need a movie. You might have to make
No. I am not a movie maker. I'm sure somebody would do a great job.